Hello, welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on today's show, this is the kind of story that, well, it really kind of went right over the top of my head over the past several days. And it was a story about maybe FCA developing a brand new inline six-cylinder. It really didn't mean a whole lot to me, at least in the beginning. And then I had a conversation with a customer of mine over the past several days where he made mention, when we started talking about Jeep Wranglers, that he would never own a Wrangler again until they brought back the inline six. And I was like, you know what, I think I read about that here just a couple, 3 days ago. And sure enough, and once you look into this particular story a little bit, it gets more and more interesting. This comes from the folks over at allpar.com, who know an awful lot about the folks over at Mopar and FCA. Now, the situation is that it is. Apparently, they're working on a brand new 3-liter inline six-cylinder, and for packaging reasons is the reason why this engine's being developed. And also for CO2 emissions for all over parts of the world who are cranking down on large displacement engines and CO2 emissions alike. Now, apparently this 3-liter inline 6 is only going to be 3 inches longer than the 2.4-liter inline 4-cylinder that FCA has been using over the past several years. Not only that, they're claiming that this thing with a twin-scroll turbocharger that's used in a lot of FCA machines, especially from the folks over at Alfa and Maserati, this inline 6-cylinder is going to be making more power than the normally aspirated 5.7-liter Hemi V8, which is hugely impressive. Early reports that this engine won't make its official debut till somewhere around 2020, possibly in the brand new Jeep Wagoneer that could be coming out in the same time period, so we'll definitely keep you in tune of what we hear. Next up on the list, this has been a love child by a loyal McLaren customer working with the folks over at MSO, or McLaren Special Operations. Now, this group has done this fantastic livery on this brand new McLaren P1 GTR. But it's not just the livery that they've done, harkening back to 30 years ago to the Formula One's first ever championship for McLaren with that classic in the background, the MP 4-4. Now, this particular GTR gets a bunch of special treatment. A ton of aero work's been done with this, with a much more robust and larger front splitter, new front dive planes, brand new massive rear wing, way bigger than was on the P1 GTR of old. It gets a bunch of special treatments, especially to the engine part of it, where it gets a little bit more power, even though McLaren didn't say exactly how much that was. It gets the seats right out of the Senna, and a lot of Ayrton Senna, who was that Formula One championship 30 years prior, gets a lot of Senna treatment. His name's on the vehicle, a lot of sayings and quotes from Mr. Senna as well. So this is a pretty fantastic piece of kit. The most impressive thing, 800 man-hours have gone into just the paint alone. And apparently they may have cracked the code on how to paint one of these things, so if you've got a P1 or any other McLaren, I'm assuming the MSO group could probably hook you up with this Marlboro paint scheme. Now, obviously, because this is a little joint project between one customer and MSO, this thing will never be for sale, but I bet if you went over there and talked to them nice enough, I bet they'll build you a replica of this machine. Last up on the list, got 2 stories, and both of them are fantastic news. One of them involving the Bloodhound ASSC group making that world record speed attempt. You might remember a couple of shows ago where I made a call out for some rich person somewhere that actually could come out and take over this team, and guess what? It worked. Thanks to my show. Okay, it wasn't thanks to my show, but a young man by the name of Ian Warhurst. Mr. Warhurst has actually been doing a ton of entrepreneurial work inside of engineering groups inside of England and all over the planet. He is based in Yorkshire, England, and he has now purchased the team and put the group back to work, heading for that world record attempt. Possibly be making its attempt in 2019. We'll have to wait and see. There's a lot of situations and a lot of I's are going to need to be crossed, and T's, or I guess T's got to be crossed and I's got to be dotted before this machine can be fought in anger. So cannot wait, and I am so happy that this situation came into existence. In an equally fun little situation, The folks over at M Sport are going to be in Rally Monte Carlo and every round in 2019. The announcement was just made a couple of days ago. Now, the situation was this. Obviously, with Sebastian Ogier leaving the team, taking that Red Bull money away, there was a real shot that M Sport was going to have to shut down its WRC operations. Obviously, they got other operations that were going to keep the team afloat, but there was a lot of situations that could have ended this thing in a very terrible situation. But thanks to a little bit of influx of money and a little bit of situation working out, Timo Sinen, who is already on contract with the team, will return with the team for 2019, and Elvin Evans have been hired back on to pilot both of the World Rally Championship cars. This was a situation, they put out a deal on Instagram where you could become a part of M Sport for 2019. It was like, I don't know, 30 some odd bucks here in US. And I went ahead and did it thinking, man, I hope that this in any way, shape, or form could help M Sport be on the grid for 2019. And in fact, got a nice little letter thanking me for being a return customer to M Sport. And I wrote back to him saying, all I did this for is because I want to see you guys on the grid at Rally Monte Carlo and every other rally in the season. Obviously, my 30 some odd bucks didn't have anything to do with him coming back or not. So, in another interesting little situation, team principal Malcolm Wilson will be stepping down in 2019. They're going to bring on Rich Milner. Milner has been with the team for a long, long time. He will become new team principal. Don't worry, Malcolm Wilson will stay with the team. He's going to be working, landlocked inside of the group, maybe heading to a couple of rallies here and there, but he'll be working directly at M Sport exclusively now, so instead of heading out with the team. But, again, cannot be more happy for M Sport, cannot be more happy for the Bloodhound group. This is going to be a great 2019. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. And if you watched the boilerplate from the last episode and I said that was the last episode for 2019, obviously I lied. Yes, we're back again for one final episode of Motor Cars heading into the new year. So again, the holiday's right upon us. If you're already celebrating Hanukkah, I want to wish you a happy Hanukkah. Also, if you're celebrating Kwanzaa or you're going to celebrate Christmas like I'm going to in a couple of days, or even Festivus if you're a big fan of that as well, in any way, shape, or form, when you're celebrating with family and friends, love on them as much as you can because it's about ready to be 2019. We'll be back hard at work again, forgetting all about that holiday time. So make some memories with your family and enjoy them because the time becomes a little bit short sometimes. Thanks for watching. Also, jump on over to the Facebook page and like us over there. And we'll have new episodes coming out after the first of the year. Thanks for watching. See you again real soon.